welcome to this video. Today I want to talk about the FTX 2, the FTX Outback 2. I had the truck since a while now and want to review it for you guys. So let's start with a review. I had this truck now for about 1.5 years and it was my first truck. First crawler, and I have to say that overall I'm happy with it. What I didn't like is, I think my main gripe with this truck is the looks. It is more a crawler than a scaler. The details are not detailed enough. The body is too simple for my taste. But on the other hand, it is a very good crawler. It is very sturdy. Only the ESC gave up in that time, and I replaced it with a Hobbywing 1060, which is the standard choice anyway. And yeah, other than that, this truck has been driven through snow, mud, water. I've bashed it around on rocks and it's still holding up. It doesn't show a sign of breaking down. Its replacement parts are also inexpensive. So I think it is a very good crawler, and the only gripe that I have with it are the not so scale looks. Also the driving characteristics need more weight. In the beginning you will have some sort of bounciness to the driving characteristics. You need to add weight in order to make it look more scale. So all in all, I think the truck is more of a crawler than of a scaler, and I would recommend it for people who are new to the hobby or people that want to have a relatively inexpensive option to abuse on the rocks. Something that you can take out and really just throw into the mud. I think for that the truck is great, has good performance, really great performance. Really, it holds up with other crawlers that I know and that I've seen, and yeah, so I think it's an inexpensive, very good, capable budget option. The only problem that I have with it are the not so scale looks. So if we come to modifications, what did I do? Let's start with the front. Obligatory chain, some rope that I put in the front, then these branch lifters, branch raisers, and I cut out the windows, and I think that changes a lot. It makes it much more realistic. I also created a simple inlay that you can't see through the windows on the ground. Yeah, and then I have this wire mesh that I attached in the front, but I will come back to that soon because we have it over here in the back as well. It's the same set. What I think the most important thing, the thing that changed the shell the most, was obviously to get rid of the stickers on the side. They're ridiculously ugly. And I used this Tamiya Weathering Master, Kit A in this case, for mud. And all this patina and dirt is all painted on with a Weathering Master. It also darkened the appearance of that body shell. I find it changed a lot. This made it basically acceptable for me. Then I added some mirrors, some side mirrors. They are from, I think from eBay or Amazon. and they're one of these kits for the TX4, the Traxxas TX4. They had to be altered a bit from the inside. I had to cut a few pieces away, but it works well. It's easy to attach and looks good. I find that changed a bit to the better. Here these door handles, they are actually, I don't know where they're from. I had them laying around here, and they were in some plastic kit, some leftover pieces. Then the window mesh. The window mesh is the same that you see here in the front. This is a kit for the TX4 Defender window mesh kit. These front bits are supposed to go here in the back. Here, but they don't fit here, and I actually thought they would look great in the front, and they do. Yeah, and then in the back, where we are there at it, I bought a little box. Here, simple. Put a magnet inside. Magnet here in the back of the truck. It's attached, and then I created a roof rack. I also have to say this is the first truck, this is the first crawler that I had, and I got it when I was fresh out of university, so no money. So when everything on this truck is produced on a budget, I didn't spend a lot on it. This is, yeah, as cheap as possible, basically was the approach when I built this truck. And I built this roof rack as well, with a little guitar, little gun, boxes. The box is built out of, I think they're called lollipop sticks, not lollipop, ice cream sticks. And so is the bed of the roof rack. The frame of the roof rack is actually just a model crafting frame. I attached some magnets on it and put lollipop sticks on top of it, and then weathered the wood again with a Tamiya weathering master. Same here with a box. And otherwise, I took some inexpensive things that I found in the forest. Here, some branches, some linen that I colored in tea, a little toy guitar, and so on. So now to the inside of the truck. Well, a friend of mine, the first thing that was modified on this truck was actually, a friend of mine gave me some lead and put it in the front and in the back of the truck. And this changed the driving characteristics to the better, much better actually, because the stock version has a bounciness to it, and this takes out the bounciness. It also performs better on the rocks with this. And then another modification was I added a Hobby Wing Quick Run 1060 ESC, and also I'm usually driving around with the S Dual. So, final verdict. Would I buy this one again? Yes, if I wouldn't have money. Yes, if I would not have experience. If I would have experience and have enough money to buy something else, I would buy something else, because for me this thing is not scale enough. It is essentially, I think whatever I do to this body, I will never get it full scale. It it is acceptable for me now. It doesn't impress me very much. I want more scales. So would I recommend it? Yes, if you want an inexpensive truck, maybe an entry-level truck, I think then it's really good. I think it performs really well. It's very sturdy. It's a good base. It's also because it's relatively inexpensive. It is nothing. You can get it secondhand, and you can also there. For me, there was as a beginner no fear to modify on the truck. So I think for that it is very, it's a very good truck. I would be worried probably if I would not know what to do. I would be worried to work around on a TX4 without experience. So yeah, I think it's also a good basher. I think it's good for if you really want to just bash around on the rocks, if you want to learn techniques, if you want to fool around. The FTX Outback 2 can do it, is capable, and if it rolls, you don't scream in pain. Instead, it's okay, and yeah, it's a truck that you can definitely use up. I've run it through the mud, I've run it through water. It's definitely waterproof. All works fine. It all works well. I really don't know how old this truck is in total because I bought it second hand. I now had it for 1.5 years and it holds up, and other than the ESC, and so I don't know how long the previous owner drove it, but so far this truck was holding up. So a plus point for durability, minus point for the looks. Depends what you want. So I hope you liked this review of the FTX Outback 2. And for everyone that thinks like me, that is kind of disappointed about the scale or not so scale looks, I have something else coming up right now. And this is the hard body, 110 hard body, that is widely available online. And yeah, I'm planning to put it on the FTX 2 chassis, and we'll have another video about it soon. Thank you.